In the village of Upright Cross, there was a famous wishing well that had a reputation of making everyone's dreams come true. A mom would wish for her husband to be healed of cancer, a boy would wish for a new toy, and even little girls would wish for their parents to get back together after a divorce. And shockingly, many of their wishes came true. Rumor had it that 77 years ago, a famous priest was visiting the United States all the way from Italy. He was with his 2 sons and his wife, traveled from city to city in a wagon. The priest was a good man and a holy man. He would pray every day, donate to the poor, help the crippled and blind, and even stop many street fights, asking the people for peace. He was chosen by God as a symbol of love, but more than anything else, he made it a mission of his to talk to God every day. He loved God, and he didn't just want to ask God to make his life better, just like 99.9% of people on this earth. But in return, he wanted to love God back. He treated God like a best friend. He would talk to him more than 10 times a day, thanking him for everything that God had done for him. Thank you, God, for my food. Thank you for my family. Thank you that I have health. I'm not sick. I have water, and even simple things such as the ability to breathe. He requested from God over and over again, God, what do you want from me? What's your next step for me? And what do you want me to do next on this earth? His family traveled the land on horses, and when they entered the city of Upright Cross, the priest felt something was off, but not in a bad way. He just felt this old village had this positive vibe. So he checks into a small hotel, and the next day at 7 in the morning, he grabs the hands of his 2 sons and walks into the empty downtown of the village. From far away, he could see a well, and when he looked at it, it had an extremely weird but positive glow. His eyes became enlarged, and the more he would look at it, the more he felt that he had to go closer and closer to the well. As he was walking towards the well, he began to speak to God. God, what is it that you want from me? What is the next step in your goals for me? I want to submit to you as you know the future and what's best for me in my heart. And as he bends over to look inside, a weird wind had hit him from the right side, causing him to slip and cut his finger. 2 extremely small drops of blood drop inside. And within seconds, the priest could feel the presence of something supernatural surrounding his body, but quickly it disappeared. When he was walking away, he felt confused, and about 2 minutes later, when he was far from the well, a glowing white and yellow light began to explode out of the well and straight into the clouds. Fast forward 82 years later, Grandma Suno was a beautiful old lady. She had the kindest heart and a reputation of being fragile and pure. One day, she was struck with tragedy when her 16-year-old nephew was walking about in the forest and disaster hit him. He was ecstatic going across town and the forest, bright with huge green plants and tall trees everywhere. About 39 yards ahead of him, he spots a tree that had fallen, cracked in half, and he could see the trail had become extremely dark. He was confused, and as much as he tried to go around the broken tree and be smart, there was no other path but climbing over the 10-foot broken branch and making his way down the other side. He takes 4 huge steps, and right when he's about to climb over the top, a huge red snake with yellow evil eyes opens its jaws and bites him right on the hand. Its piercing fangs look like knives, and Grandma Suno's nephew falls right to the ground, screaming in pain as he closed his eyes. "Help! Help me! Please, somebody!" The snake then looked back at him with a slithering smile and grinned, slowly slithering its way into the bushes. After about 7 hours, nearby villagers found him as he was frozen. 3 men put him on their shoulders, carrying him all the way to the hospital where he could barely move. The next day, 2 doctors showed up at Grandma Suno's house and knocked with sadness. "Ma'am, your nephew has days to live, as the venom is about to shut his heart down and he is puffed up like a puffer fish." Grandma Suno was devastated. She dropped to the floor and wept, slamming the ground with her fist in anger. "I love my nephew. He was an only child for years." She had heard the myth of the famous wishing well, so she decides to visit the well. Putting on her thick leather boots, a backpack, she walks and walks upright all the way till she gets to the front of the wishing well, and again drops on her knees in sadness. She cried with gallons of tears coming out of her eyes, praying to God for help. "Please, God, you owe me. I have never asked anything from you, but this is my nephew. Please, don't take him away from me." She prayed with all of her heart, but felt nothing till about 60 seconds went by, and then heard a voice in her head. "Wait." She felt some sort of energy, some weird pressure on her heart, and straight on her forehead as the feeling became stronger and stronger until her whole body just felt tingling. And again, for the second time, she heard the same voice again. "Wait." She couldn't explain the feeling, but it was as if there was a charger from heaven connected to her heart. Power of the angels all emitting an electric charge from heaven straight into her heart, and her eyes began to lit up. It was a feeling she never felt before, and a one she couldn't explain. And again, "You have to wait." And then boom! All of a sudden, each and every feeling disappeared. Grandma Suno then walked back home that night in pure depression and did something that no one would ever expect from her. She cussed at God. "I've been the best woman I could be for 72 years, and all I ask is not much from me. Why don't you ever help me? And what do you want from me? Why don't you ever hear me?" She gets her hand and hits it on the table. Losing all faith, she walks to her bedroom and goes to sleep. At that moment, the man in the sky laughs at her with a happy and joyful grin. "Ha ha ha! I told you to wait." Grandma Suno had forgotten that each day and night, the man in the sky is playing with the puzzle. The puzzle consists of 900 trillion pieces, and 24 hours a day, he is moving the pieces with his hands. Each and every day, minute by minute, and second by second. And right then and there, he moves 2 golden pieces of a puzzle and fits them perfectly together, making a miracle. Little did Grandma Suno know, another boy about 200 miles away from her was also bitten by a snake, and 8 vials of anti-venom was being taken by horses right through her little village. The 2 horses delivering the venom were the strongest and biggest stallions in all of the United States. They were running at the speed of light and had muscles bigger than any human on Earth. The 2 golden pieces of the puzzle were moved by the man in the sky and matched like a charm, creating a perfect glow. At that moment, a huge dog runs right in front of the 2 stallions, and as the stallions lift their 2 front legs, falls out of the anti-venom backpack and right onto the street. 37 feet rolling left and right through the street, right onto the front door of Grandma Suno's house. That morning, when she wakes up and grabs a broom to clean the front porch, she spots the small vial and reads the exact words of anti-venom. She looks up into the sky and realizes a miracle has taken place. Crying with joy, she yells, "You heard me! You heard me!" The doctors were shocked when Grandma Suno ran into the hospital and handed them the venom. How could this be? There are only 15 anti-venom vials in all the United States. Her nephew was saved, and within 3 days, he woke up, hugged his grandma, and cried with joy. He was saved. Grandma Suno learned an important lesson that day. The greatest force in the world is the man in the sky. She realized for thousands of years, he always told the people, "I will give you anything you want. Even ask me for the nations, and I will give it to you. All I ask is that you pray for it."